Hello, everyone. This is Baka&Co, a show where we talk all things anime and manga. From news to previews and all our idiotic views, I'm Frankfurter, and with me is my co host, Poopy Butthole Magically Average. Today, we are going to talk about tons of Crunchyroll anime acquisitions, incoming layoffs, and some BS about Mario being a Shinigami. But before that, Magically Average, Mr. Poopy Butthole, how are you today?
Ooh, wee.
Ooh,
It's my best Justin Roiland impersonation.
that's good. It's funny.
At
You
some,
doing well, bud?
yeah, I'm fine. I just, at some point, I feel like you just need to not try.
I mean,
Like,
that's like the least trying I've done for one of
but
your
that's what I mean.
games in
Like,
a
you should,
while.
like, just don't try. Just don't do anything because it's better than what you've been producing lately.
I mean, I've been just producing whatever you do right before the show. You were just like, I gotta go poop, so you're Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I, okay. I'm just
I
gonna
don't know
let's
what
just
you
move
want from
on.
me. Okay, moving on to news story number one. Crunchyroll sometimes may be good, sometimes maybe shit. Last week, Crunchyroll announced a number of new anime that will be streaming on their platform in 2023. It wasn't that they just announced it once. Later in the week, they announced more shows, so we've got actually a pretty large list as to what will be on their platform. The list includes Bofuri, which I believe is I leveled up my defense skill to its max, or I only leveled up my defense skill. Season 1 was good. Anyways, Bofuri is getting season 2. That'll be on Crunchyroll. A Galaxy Next Door, which is something to watch out for. It's a very good slice of life manga. Definitely watch out for that one. That'll be on Crunchyroll. My Home Hero. Why Raylana? Rayliana. Yeah, we're gonna
There
go
you
with
go.
that. Why Rayliana ended up at the Duke's mansion, chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. That's a fucking title. Holy crap.
I love it.
Sorcerer, Stabber, Orphan, Chaos and Urbana Rama? Urban Rama. Urbana Rama. I'm gonna go with Urbana Rama. I
I
don't know.
like it. There's an extra
That's a
A in there, but that's okay. I like it though.
I don't know. Anywho, the Fire Hunter, my clueless first friend, Handyman Saito in another world, the legendary hero is dead, campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill, malevolent spirits Monogatari, which that'll be in new dates and announcements as well for the actual date, sacrificial princess and the king of beasts, the Legend of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel, Northern War, and then my personal favorite, Masamune Kun's Revenge R, which is season 2 of Masamune Kun's Revenge. If you have not watched that, you have some time. It's about 12, 13 episodes for season 1. It's a solid, really shitty, great slice of life rom com. It's so preposterous and absurd and silly that it's great. It's not very good, but it is really good in the sense that it's not very good. You know what I'm
Well,
talking about.
like the word preposterous.
Sure. Hypotenuse. It's just like that.
Are we just gonna say words now? Is that what this
Maybe.
podcast has just devolved into?
Dude, my brain is just fucking gone. Like between
Agrium.
yeah, exactly. Between chores and everything else that happened this weekend and then getting married next week and then
Oh,
having to do
brag about
stuff
it.
after this show. You're already married. What are you talking about? Anywho, uh but we do have more Crunchyroll news as a like part two for this story, but this is a little less than ideal. It's not terrible, not great, but today Crunchyroll told Anime News Network that some stock keeping units or SKUs for home video releases from Funimation will be retired and replaced with new SKUs. What does it all mean? It basically means that the number of Funimation shows will be unavailable for a period of time while they are refreshed and placed back in stock for fans to purchase. The entire list of anime that is affected by this is still unknown. So basically, they're changing the SKU number. So basically, the barcode number of like, hey, you're purchasing, like, that number lines up with whatever you're purchasing. It didn't fit well in Crunchyroll's system for one reason or another. Maybe the number has already been taken or what have you. And Crunchyroll basically just has to redo the SKU completely. Like they have to make a new one, align it to the product, and then put it out on the marketplace. But even then, they may have to also like replace the slip cover, etc. So it's just basically one of those things that it's like, hey, you may have wanted to purchase this thing that was on Funimation. Well, sorry about that. You'll just have to wait a bit before we refresh the number in our system for whatever reason. So
Yeah.
not terrible, just a slight road bump.
Oh, the most worrisome part is like they don't specify if it's like any stock that's already in existence or it could be future stock too, like Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff that are coming out still. So it might cause a lot of panic for those people that like collecting. But then again, I guess it's just on Crunchyroll's site, so it's not too much of an issue.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it's just like stock that they had from Funimation's store that wasn't sold, like just shows that have already been on the shelf. I don't think it'll go towards new stuff since Funimation and
Well,
Crunchyroll have been merged for almost a year now.
well,
Well, at least
uh,
store wise, they've been 9 months.
yeah. But didn't Crunchyroll just recently purchase Right Stuff?
Yeah, they did. I mean,
So
it could
that could be
also just
that
be
could be an issue too.
yeah, it could also just be something with that. I don't know. I'm not privy to how their SKU system and their kind of supply chain works. Otherwise, I could probably be a little bit more helpful. But
Business, business,
everybody's
business, 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 business.
yeah, everybody's supply chain is different. But
Is
moving
this
on,
working?
yes, it is Mabel. I know it's not Mabel. I know you're not quoting Gravity Falls,
It's
but
Unikitty.
I know, but I still think it's Mabel. But it is what it is. But anywho, moving on to story number 2. Some people just can't handle the anime lifestyle. AMC Network CEO Christina Spade has stepped down from her role after only 3 months in the role. This comes after the company announced plans to lay off approximately 20% of its employees due to subscriber losses. This is quite troublesome since AMC Networks owns Sentai Filmworks, High Dive, Anime Network Cable, Video on Demand, and Sentai Studios. It should also be noted that Sentai Studios is in charge of licensing shows such as Made in Abyss, Akame ga Kill, and Food Wars. I think that this isn't so much a problem. I don't know if this is really going to be a huge problem on the anime side. I think that we won't see as much go to High Dive. Honestly, I think High Dive is okay. Let me backtrack everything. If anything, I think that this tightens the budget for AMC, which tightens the budget for High Dive, aka Sentai Filmworks. It's just going to keep tightening the budget, and they're going to get less and less every season because, as we'll find out later in new dates and announcement, Disney's fucking gobbling up any and all properties they can right now. And this kind of spills some trouble of like if, they can't even get their own published work on their platform, it could be pretty bad. It could tank High Dive.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just a thought, but
well, I mean, the other thing
know.
the other thing to keep into consideration too, though, is that AMC is a large network, right? So then they have their own streaming platform, which is AMC Plus. And based on the article that I read, AMC Plus is sort of not, I mean, it's not directly the reason, but the lackluster performance of that streaming service is the reason why they're having to lay off so many people, because they were hopeful that the loss of like cable subscribers could be offset by those getting subscriptions for their AMC Plus streaming service, which was not the case. So that's one thing to keep in consideration. The other piece is we're kind of in like a little microcosm of like anime, like the anime community itself, right?
Yeah.
We probably take up maybe 5 to 7% of the total amount of people that watch like AMC network licensed products.
Because I think
So
the biggest thing AMC has is probably The Walking Dead, if I had to guess.
yeah, and I don't know what other larger like production studios or whatever the AMC Networks has as well, like outside of anime, right? Because anime, I mean, anime is big in the fact that they have Sentai Filmworks, High Dive, Sentai Studios, like those are big. But I don't know if AMC also owns other non-anime related media, which again, that all goes against High Dive and Sentai, because more profit loss could mean, hey, we understand your guys' products are doing well, but you only represent a fraction of a percentage of our total revenue based on the sheer amount of people. So
Yeah.
even though you're performing super well, you're not you don't have the volume that we need to survive. And then next thing you know, we could be seeing a sale of High Dive to a different network, and that could cause some other kerfuffling in the industry. So this it doesn't it doesn't spell doom right now, but it's not a good sign, and we should probably just pay attention because we like the fact that High Dive is doing well. We were really skeptical when we were like, High Dive, why are things going to High Dive? And now we're like, oh, High Dive, okay, not bad.
Just update your
Granted,
shit.
yeah, I was gonna say, granted, they need to update the app and let you download things offline and be
To
able
be
to like
fair,
change simulcast stuff easily. But
I honestly think like Netflix is the only one, like the only app that I really don't have much, if any, issues with. Like
yeah,
Hulu, I have issues with because some things are downloadable, some things aren't. High Dive, that's just kind of a clusterfuck. The rendering is bad
you can't
sometimes.
you can't even download it
You
offline. I
can't
think.
download offline.
Yeah,
Crunchyroll's just a fucking shit show. But like,
Crunchyroll's awful.
it's not okay. I know everybody has beef with Crunchyroll's like mobile app and whatever. I honestly don't think it's that bad.
The mobile app is okay. It's all the other features that you'd want on it that like other streaming services have.
Even their
Like
console apps aren't even that bad.
again, like navigation is fine. It's like, oh, I just watched Chainsaw Man
Yeah,
yesterday, and for some fucking reason, when I click on Chainsaw Man today, it starts up the goddamn Portuguese dub, and I'm like, I definitely did not watch this in Portuguese yesterday, so I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just stuff like
yeah.
that. The download stuff is annoying too, but yeah, I I think thankfully streaming services are where the entire media industry is heading. So I don't think we're going to see like a complete dismantling of any, of High Dive or Sentai or anything. It would, I think at worst they would just sell if it came to it from AMC. But again,
They just bought
it's
it.
I know they did, but they also just had a CEO and she quit after less than 3 months or something.
Yeah, I
So
mean, looking at AMC Plus and their current slash upcoming exclusive series, the literal only thing on here that I see that I'm like, yeah, I know this is The Walking Dead. The other thing that I may or may not know, and I don't think I do, is Gangs of London. I don't know any of these other titles, but the
no.
things that AMC, like the TV channels that they have under their umbrella, is AMC, IFC, which I correct me if I'm wrong, is like Canadian. Like AMC. It because
Where's your Tinder when you need them?
I'm pretty sure IFC is where they aired Schitt's Creek originally,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. I
I'll
could be
take your
wrong
word for
there,
it.
but yeah, IFC, Sundance TV, WE TV, BBC America, and Voom HD networks. Like those, that's the umbrella of TV channels, which isn't great.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly
So
wouldn't be surprised if AMC got gobbled up by one of the bigger networks like, a CBS or Fox or, even Disney. So
yeah,
we'll see.
we shall indeed, but we'll keep an eye on that. But news story number 3, and this is just a fucking weird one. This just in: Mario is confirmed a Shinigami. The second trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie just debuted last week, but more importantly, they revealed the Japanese dub cast for the movie. Now, while everybody's pumped about Chris Pratt and him going yoo-hoo, which Jesus fucking Christ was that
Wahoo!
horror? Oh my god, just gouge my ears out with the fucking
Tuning
just
fork.
tiny. Yeah, I was gonna say spooning, like just some sort of tiny spoon. While everybody's pumped about Chris Pratt getting to, the voice the beloved Italian plumber, the they don't judge the Japanese voice actors too hard. Like let's not judge them
Yeah.
too hard because Mario's going to be played by Mamoru Miyano, which people may recognize his voice as Light Yagami from Death Note and Death the Kid from Soul Eater. Uh, Princess Peach is going to be voiced by Arisa Shida, who's Lisa from BNA, and Amanda O'Neal from Little Witch Academia.
Watch.
Luigi, Little Watch, Luachi. It's Luachi, guys.
Hey, yo, I'm fucking the wedgie.
Even though that's Peach, but Luigi's
Yeah.
voiced by Tasuka Hatanaka, who's the voice of Hakai Shiba from Tokyo Revengers, and Nuno Karagan from Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury. I gotta look up which fucking character that is because that is not one of the main guys. I think I don't remember.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not the forefront of the brain noggin.
Yeah, no, not really. Bowser's going to be voiced by Kenta Miyake. Miyake? Yeah, Scar from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Muhammad of Avdol from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which, hell yeah, love Muhammad Avdol. And then Toad is going to be voiced by Tomokazu Seki, who's Kyo Shoma from Fruits Basket, and Panda from Jujutsu Kaisen. The film, the Super Mario Brothers film, if you don't know, is set to open up on April 7th in North America and on April 28th in Japan.
Which I'm so upset about because my, wife and I are taking our honeymoon in April in Japan, but at the beginning, I'm like, damn it.
So you get you get to miss the premiere in English, and you get to miss the premiere in Japan.
English I don't give a shit about. I wanted to see it in Japanese because goddamn would it be hilarious to just hear Light as Mario.
Buy the DVD and maybe they'll have the Japanese dub for it.
I'm definitely going to do that.
God, that'd be just something to watch. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I think this. Truthfully, though, this speaks to how weird the different industries are between America and Japan when it comes to animated films. Because like you look at Super Mario Bros. It's an old ass video game that's had a bajillion different games come out. Everyone loves it. It's a classic. And then you're like, all right, we're gonna get an animated film. Who should we have voice our characters? Should they be seasoned professional voice actors? Because again, voice acting is if it's hard, if not harder than actual acting, because you are basically transforming yourself into a different character while simultaneously acting too. So it is challenging. Who should we have voice them? Seasoned professionals from shows like, I don't know, Tom Kenny or H. John Benjamin even, or I would even pick John DiMaggio for something. No, let's pick fucking Chris Pratt, Star-Lord himself, because why not?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Pratt, let me hear your voice. It's me, Mario. Wahoo!
At least you didn't say Mario.
Yeah, hey Mario.
Hey Mario. I don't know.
Like some of the other voice actors that they picked, like Jack Black as Bowser, which is great.
He's Jack Black's been in like video games and other like animation things, which is fine. Like, but the majority of the main characters are primarily on camera personalities. Like Charlie Day, Anna Taylor-Joy, Chris Pratt. Keegan-Michael Key is a little bit of an exception there. But like Seth Rogen, I don't know if you really want to count the fucking Sausage Party.
No, because that was like, just stupid own production, and it was hot garbage.
But to see Jack Black and Fred Armisen in there, like as some of the top, cast, like those two, they have phenomenal voice acting skills, and I'm excited to hear them more than anybody because like from the trailers alone, Bowser's voice would never have guessed if it was Jack Black. It was Jack Black if I didn't know it already.
Yeah,
like it's indistinguishable almost, but it'll be interesting. I don't think I'm gonna go see this movie. I'm honestly not very excited for it.
No, like, I mean I'll watch it when it comes out.
Like even a lot of people are like, oh my god, like the Sonic movies, both of them are very good movies. It's like cool. Like as much as I love video games, which I do, I don't know if anybody's watching live or on YouTube. Like my whole background is just fucking video games with a few anime figures. I love video games. I don't give a shit about this movie. I really don't.
Like, I will say the Sonic movie was probably one of the better ones. Mainly carried by Jim Carrey as Dr.
That's what I hear, is that Jim Carrey was very good. But I do like, what's his name? Ben Schwartz?
Yeah, Ben Schwartz is good as Sonic.
He's a very entertaining person, so
yeah,
I could see that being super entertaining. But I still think that the best anime, quote-unquote, to movie or video game to movie, what's it called?
Resident
movie,
Evil,
I guess. No, God. Detective Pikachu. I still think that is
Detective
probably
Pikachu
the best one.
Yep, that it's perfect in terms of like the world itself plus the comedy. But people are probably going to complain too, to be like, Ryan Reynolds voiced Pikachu, and fucking Ryan Reynolds doesn't voice a lot of. It's like, well, okay, what does Pikachu say in every video game? Pika
Yeah.
Pika. Like he doesn't have a voice.
To
Like
be
Mario
fair,
actually has a voice, and he's Italian.
yeah, and also to be fair, Ryan Reynolds is the voice of Deadpool. Like he's always wearing a mask. It's not like, he's
Yeah,
fucking
I
running around with his face everywhere.
yeah, but a lot of people are complaining in this context for the Mario movie, like the fact that Chris Pratt's
Oh, I
like,
know.
all right, Chris Pratt, put on your Mario impression. Okay,
Yahoo!
wahoo, yeah, like it's just seems
It's
like
bad.
he rolled out and was like, oh, I gotta record today, shit.
Mm-hmm. But it is what it is. We'll see how reviews go when the movie comes out in April. But on to my favorite segment of every single week. It's new dates and announcements. Hoo-hoo, aha, yahoo, yeah,
Whoa, is
woo,
that Chris Pratt here?
wahoo!
Well, no, that was Charles Martinet. Now
Ooh,
you're
ooh,
trying too hard. Don't try too hard,
wahoo.
Mister. There you go, Chris Pratt.
All right, anywho. New dates and announcements. I never know how to pronounce this. Frieren! Oh, we're going back to the lad, you laddies.
Jesus.
Jesus fuck. Frieren? I don't know how to fucking pronounce IE.
Frieren.
Frieren Beyond Journey's End is getting an anime. It is confirmed to be for 2023. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that one. Happy for you. I think our friend Element said that he would really love to see the people who did Jobless Reincarnation do the animation for this, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Studio Bind. And when I looked it up, they only have 2 projects on their books, like, coming out, and one is next season, and the other is season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. And I'll get to the other show later on and somewhere in this thing. So yeah, looking forward to that next year. Haruki's Cat in Hot Girl's Dorm manga has ended. The spin-off manga, a romantic comedy where the childhood friend absolutely will not lose, the 4 sisters next door who absolutely have a warm everyday life, has ended in the final volume will ship out in March 2023. I believe that's a spin-off to the series of romantic comedy where the childhood friend absolutely will not lose. So good for you. Glad you're finally coming to an end. Last volume will ship in March 2023. Uzamaid, our maid is way too annoying, and Shumatsu no Kohinata-san manga will both end in the next issue of Futabasha. Oh God. Futabasha's monthly action magazine. That was painful. That hurt me.
I have the first volume of Uzumade, and it's funny. It's basically ex-army personnel turns maid. Just a ripped lady with an eye patch.
That is
becoming
fantastic.
a maid. It's wonderful.
That's great. Moving on. The manga will this. Look, God, I cannot read straight. Fucking hell. The manga, Will You Clean This For Me, will end in its 10th volume, which will ship in summer 2023.
I don't like that title out of context.
Yeah, I don't either. Goblin Slayer Day in the Life and Moscow 2160 manga will start on December 23rd. And here we're going to get into a bunch of fucking Disney announcements because Disney decided to just go off. Disney will exclusively stream Tokyo Revengers Christmas Showdown in January.
Is that like the Charlie Brown Christmas special, but with Tokyo Revengers instead?
No, what I think it is like, I thought it was an arc, but apparently it's just a special.
It's just a 1 episode.
I think. I don't know. I haven't read Tokyo Revengers. I stopped watching it, but
I hope they go find a Christmas tree and then play football.
Oh my gosh, football!
Then they ice skate all sad.
Oh my god. Anywho, Jujutsu Kaisen's director Sung-Ho Park unveils an original anime project, Bullet/Bullet, which will stream on Disney+. Disney Plus also announced Wonder Hatch, a hybrid live-action/anime fantasy story for winter 2023. Tried watching the trailer for this to see what kind of it would be like, and it said that like it'll be real world, it'll be live action, and then the fantasy elements will be anime. so they didn't really have that meshed together to where I
Like,
could see it.
so
It
like what?
just,
Fucking Space Jam?
yeah, I think so.
Oh god! Oh god!
Yeah,
It's your
so
chance, do your dance in
do
the
the
Space
Space
Jam.
Jam.
All
All
right,
right,
all right.
all right, all right. Studio 4 degrees Celsius. I don't know. It's
Wave
4
your hands in the. All right.
oh God, Studio 4 degrees Celsius. I don't know why that's just the name. I'm just reading this. Animates Phoenix Eden 17 manga for Disney Plus, which will come out in 2023. Sin Duality Project will be streaming worldwide on Disney Plus next year. Murai in Love will stream on Disney Plus, and that is the end of Disney Plus announcements, I believe. Hopefully, who knows?
Quick update for you all. 4 degrees Celsius is 39.2 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thanks, buddy. Isn't that freezing? Like the freezing level?
No, freezing would be 0 degrees Celsius.
No, 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 no. Sorry. Whenever like you hop in your car and your car like yells at you because it's 32 degrees out.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, whatever.
I said 39.2.
Oh, I thought you said
Because
32.
0 degrees Celsius is 32, which is why it's 0 degrees.
Apparently, I can't hear or fucking read. So,
in case y'all didn't know, Frankfurter's from Texas. He don't know much too good stuff.
Yeah, no, not from Texas, just live here. But anywho,
No, you're from Texas now. You have now been adopted by the state of barbecue and cowboys.
Bungo Stray Dogs will premiere on January 4th. I am missing a letter in here, I think, but
boy.
Yeah, I know. No. Acro Trip, I believe it's Acro Trip actually. The manga will be getting animated, will be getting an anime in 2024. Farming Life in Another World will debut on January 6th. Fantagraphics will publish Minami's Lover manga in English starting on June 27th, 2023. The original anime Opus Color will debut in spring 2023. The show Apparently Disillusioned Adventures Will Save the World will premiere on January 10th. The Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World anime will debut on January 5th. Reborn to Master the Blade will debut on January 9th. My Instant Death Ability is So Overpowered light novels are getting an anime.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I know, right? Saving 80,000 Gold in Another World for My Retirement will premiere on January 7th. Aaron the Southpaw manga will be getting an anime. Light novel The Person Who Changed Us Problem Children is our classmate Monica Senpai has been canceled due to sales. Despite ranking 20th among new series and 40th overall in Kono Light Novel Ga Sugoi, which I believe is a magazine or a ranking system. So, like, people were kind of puzzled by that one. Yeah, despite it doing really well, review-wise or, popularity-wise, it's still getting canceled, which is a bit of a bummer for those who like the series. But
yeah, that's stinky.
Yeah.
Well, Kickstarter or GoFundMe.
Yeah,
crowdfund,
there you go.
whatever.
I'm sure people will support it.
For sure.
The new City Hunger anime film will... Wait, that's not... Yeah, no, that's right. Anywho, the new City Hunger anime film will open in 2023 and has teased that the final chapter has begun. Publisher Ablaze will release Ryo Sumiyoshi's Centaurs manga in English on July 11th, 2023. Kodansha USA license The Shape-Shifting Witch's Kiss and Beast Number 6 manga and will release them digitally in December. The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess will premiere on January 4th. SAO 10th Anniversary book will ship on December 22nd. It is for the anime's 10th anniversary, not to get confused with the manga or light novel. I forget which one it started as. Beyblade Burst will get its 7th season titled Beyblade Burst Quad Strike and will air in spring 2023.
Beyblade's still going?
Yeah, boy.
But
them Beyblades are fast as fuck, boy.
All right,
They're still spinning.
No, stop.
We'll spin on. Science Saru and director Naoko Yamada, who's the director for K-On! And A Silent Voice, released more details on their new film. The title is Your Color, and it will release in fall 2023. Crunchyroll will stream the 3rd season of Knights of the Zodiac Saint Seiya. So there you go. Glad you're getting a 3rd season, and glad it's on Crunchyroll.
Cool.
The author of Plunder and Heaven's Lost Property, Su Minazuki, will launch a new manga in December titled The Superior Manor is Already Hopeless, Sharing a Toilet and Bathtub with an Angel.
Well, that's
He
piqued
had-
my interest.
I was going to say, he had like all these short titles, and then it's like, let's go light novel on these bitches.
Well, it's Plunderer, Heaven's Lost Property. I'm sharing a toilet and a bathtub with an angel. Help! That's what his next one is.
Yeah. Anywho.
Quite a turn. Maybe they had a very enlightening experience when they were going to the John one day.
Hey, all my best fucking like thoughts happen in the shower.
I was gonna say like you're fighting for your life and you see the pearly gates and maybe that's why it's sharing a toilet in a bathtub with an angel.
Jesus Christ.
Just fighting off that takoyaki like oh god, I shouldn't have had that third helping and just praying to dear Lord Jesus to take him away.
I'm sure that's exactly what it is.
There comes the new manga.
Jesus Christ. Anywho, Trigun I just fucking
Trigun.
Trigun. No, I said like Tramp Gun
Tramp Gun Stamp Kid.
Trigun Stampede will premiere on January 7th. Rascal Does Not Dream sequel anime will play in theaters. It will cover the 8th and 9th volumes of the franchise, which are Rascal Does Not Dream of Sister Venturing Out and Rascal Does Not Dream of Knapsack Kid. I haven't seen the first movie. I've seen the like anime series, which was very good, but I have not watched the movie, so I'll have to watch the movie before this comes out sometime next year. An herbivorous dragon of 5,000 years gets unfairly villainized. Premieres on January 6th.
What dragon?
A herbivorous dragon.
No.
Herbivorous dragon.
Thank you.
Fuck
you
your
are
couch.
struggling with English words, my friend. These are English words. They're not Japanese. They're not in kanji. They're in fucking English. Oh my gosh. This is the worst you've ever done.
Oh, dude, like the amount of like shit I did for work today and then
I don't want to hear it. Continue.
So the show or manga Lucky Star is getting a spin-off manga about Konata 15 years later and will launch next spring. So for those of you who like Lucky Star, look forward to that. Konosuba, An Explosion of This Wonderful World will premiere in April.
Yay.
Shake your invisible maracas there, buddy. I hope you're happy. Nope, that's something different. Anywho, Ranking of Kings, the anime special episode will premiere in April. Onimai, I'm Now Your Sister will debut on January 5th. This is the other one by Studio Bind, I think is what it is. The one that did Jobless Reincarnation.
They're doing Onimai, I'm Now Your Sister?
Yes, they are doing this show and
How the Mighty Have Fallen.
Mushoku Tensei Season 2. Like, those are the only two things that I've found on their books for, like, the coming future.
In fairness, though, people will say the same thing about Wit. They'll be like, you were doing Ranking of Kings and some other amazing show, and then you did the fucking Oni girls.
Anyways, the plot to Onimai, I'm Now Your Sister is the series follows Mahiro Oyama, an otaku living with his scientist younger sister Mihari. One day he wakes up as a young girl, a result of one of Mihari's experiments. Mihiro must now learn to live as a middle school girl, all while making friends in his new school.
Oh, I don't know if I like that because he would have the brain of a larger, older male.
As to how old, yeah, I don't know, but like that's what it's about. There you go.
Oh God.
No.
Well, I'm gonna watch it.
Yes, you will. Quintessential Quintuplets film earned $500,000 in the U.S. box office in its first 3 days. Congratulations. I hope that movie was good. I've heard actually pretty decent things about it wrapping up the series, so good on you. Way of the House Husband Season 2 will premiere on Netflix on January 1st. So for those of you who watched Season 1 and enjoyed Season 1, congrats to you. You're getting a Season 2 and it's coming soon.
Hooray.
No? Not so happy about that
I
one.
couldn't get into the animation style.
I know, I couldn't either. I was looking forward to it,
I
and
normally try to I try to push through it, but that one was it. I don't know. It was weird.
yeah, I think I got 2 or 3 episodes through. It's not for the lack of trying, but it is what it is. The Moriarty the Patriot novels will be getting a manga adaptation. It's already gotten, I believe, and has it already gotten a anime?
I believe so. Also, is it the Moriarty?
Moriarty, yeah, Moriarty, the Patriot.
Okay. Yeah, it is. That's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting a manga adaptation. So good for you.
cool.
Bite Maker the manga will be getting a sequel next spring. So if you've liked Bite Marker, look at you. You're getting a sequel.
Cool.
Moyashi Fujisawa and Kumakuza will launch a new manga titled The Way I Am on December 12th. It is teased that the story will be an idol industry suspense story, which the only reason I put this in here is because this sounds eerily very, very similar to Oshinoko. So I'm wondering if they are going to be like, they saw the popularity of that and they're like, hey, we could do it in a slightly different way. So we'll see how that is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that is. Probably won't get this in English. Probably have to watch or, look out for some scans for this. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Got a few more hits and then on to our last story. Malevolent Spirits Monogatari will premiere on January 9th. I believe this was the new announcements for Crunchyroll. So that's just them announcing what they're actually going to have next season. But this will premiere on January 9th. Shonen Jump launched a new manga titled Fabricant 100. Did you read this? Did you get the chance to? I know you didn't because you have no time on your hands whatsoever. You busy, busy little boy. You little lad. So I read it. It's actually something. So I think last episode I talked about the past 3 new things that they've released, new stories that they've released. I wasn't a huge fan of. I read this one. I'm actually a fan of this. I want to see where it kind of goes, but the very loose premise that you, not loose premise, the premise that you get from the first chapter is pretty darn good, and it kind of brings you, and you're like, okay, I want to see where this goes. I want to see, just where the story takes it. But the premise of it is a mad scientist tries to create the perfect human, and they're called fabricants, and the time that the 100th fabricant is born, the doctor dies. As the numbers go up for the fabricant is like how more quote unquote perfect they are, but also how stronger they are. Like each one gets stronger or is stronger than the previous one.
Mm.
And it's about like these fabricants that are out in the world in the wild killing people, taking like the best body parts that they have and attaching it to themselves because they want to be the best perfect humans, because that's what their mad scientist creator tried to make them. So that's like some of the general plot, but like the main plot I won't divulge because it's chapter 1. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So go check that out. That is on the Shonen Jump app if you're paying the $2.99 I think a month, or $1.99 a month to read 100 chapters a day, or it is on Manga Plus, which is a free app and free to read up to a certain point. So go check it out. Good read. Good on you, Shonen Jump. You launched a good one out of the 4. Moving on. Yozakaru Quartet manga enters its final arc next chapter, and then the last one, Go-Go Loser Ranger manga, is getting an anime adaptation. I looked into this because I was like, why does this sound familiar? And it's because the first volume in English released last month, and volume 2 is actually coming out next week. So if you want to read a little bit before the anime comes out, either next year or 2024, since there's no date, go read the first 2 volumes because the second volume will be coming out next week. Those are your new dates and announcements for this week. There was a lot, and we are going to move on to our last news story. The marvelous multiverse of manga and media. In 2022, we saw a number of amazing series come out, both in manga and anime form. We have a list of the top 5 best-selling manga series for 2022. sales taking place between November 2020 or November 22nd, 2021 and November 21st, 2022. And I believe this is just for Japan. This does not include the United States. But
Yeah, I think you're right.
coming in at number 5, we have My Hero Academia, 5.35 million copies. Number 4, One Piece at 10.36 million copies. Number 3, Spy Family at 10.6 million copies. So just about, 2.24 million copies more, 240,000. I can do math.
Yeah, not much more.
Yeah, Tokyo Revengers at 11.04 million copies, and then Jujutsu Kaisen topping them all at number 1 with 12.28 million copies sold. In a more good news for the manga and media industry, Comic Market, better known as Comiket, revealed this past weekend that they are aiming to raise the attendance capacity of the event to 120,000. Comiket 101, which is being held from December 30th to 31st, was only allowed to host, Comiket 101, which is being held on December 30th through the 31st, is only allowing 85,000 people per day due to COVID restrictions. At the time, so this must have been last year, not this coming year. Pre-COVID, Comiket would roughly see 750,000 attendees over the span of 4 days. The organization also announced that Comiket 102 will be held from August 12th to the 13th. So this is just good news overall. I'm curious because we didn't do this news podcast last year. I do wonder what the numbers were for manga sold in Japan were last year, because I know that from 2020 till this year, like that industry just keeps going up and up, at least in the United States. I don't know if Japan is doing the same, but it's interesting to see that, the numbers are so huge that I'm curious to see what they are in the United States and what these numbers compared to in Japan last year.
Yeah, I would expect that the numbers last year were a bit lower, but not by any extreme margin. Maybe just because of the state of the economy at the time and everything going on with COVID too. But the really big thing and the part of the industry that we likely won't have any vision on, just because it's probably hard to just track in terms of like sales and revenue, is all of the individual people that write their own series. They're freelance writers or sole creators of manga or video games or whatever it might be, that go to Comiket to sell their product. Like the fact that years before COVID, they were seeing almost 750,000 people over 4 days. Like they were like 180,000 people per day they were seeing it, and then they set a record, I think, for a one day record of 210,000 people. That's insane. And now they, during COVID, there was the year that it was shut down, and then when it came back up, they limited to 85,000, and now they're up to 120,000. Like, it's great. It's a great sign, but who knows how impactful it was on those individuals that were selling by themselves before, and if they were able to make it through everything and continue creating, whatever series they were creating. So that's the part of the industry that I'm interested to know a little bit more about, and I just don't know if we have a lot of visibility because it's just hard to track in terms of revenue. But regardless, it's good for the entire manga industry. That they're seeing large serialized numbers, the copies selling increasing, and then also all of the smaller freelance writers getting more exposure at Comiket with the larger attendance.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I did do a quick Google search. These were the numbers for 2021. 2021. I don't know why I said 2021. Dude, I know. Anyway,
I know.
It is what it is. Number 5, again, My Hero Academia at 7 million. Number 4, Attack on Titan at 7.33 million. Woo, love that. Number 3, moving up a slot this year. Number 3 last year, Tokyo Revengers at 24.98 million, which this year was 11.04. So they've seen quite a decrease this year, actually, because number 2, which wasn't on this list at all this year, Demon Slayer. You want to take a guess as to what the number was last year?
Well, Tokyo Revengers was 24.
Yep.
I'm gonna guess 31 million.
No, you'd be incorrect. 29.51 million.
That's pretty close though.
And then number one is the reigning champ of this year as well, Jujutsu Kaisen, coming in at 30.91 million.
Wow. So yeah, so big dip. Now again, maybe this year around that could be due to the fact that the yen has decreased a shit ton. Economy has been dipping a lot there, as it has been worldwide too. The world economy has been dipping as well.
Yep.
That could be a sign for the larger industry, which again, trickle down effect. How does that impact all the freelance people that have been creating their own series and going and selling at Comic Cat and online and all that stuff? So
we'll find out.
Yeah, could also mean too. I mean, how many series came out this year too? Like, because these are all physical copies, right? These aren't
these are
just
all
online.
physical.
Yeah, that are getting printed eventually. Like these are all physical copies. So how many physical releases did Japan have last year for new series that, some of which might have made their way over here, some of which may just still be in Japan. That could play a factor too.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We shall indeed. And moving on to our last segment of the episode, it is our recommendations of the week. Every week, we will recommend what you should be spending your time on, either watching anime or reading manga. Usually, it's been, honestly, it's been reading a lot of manga. We haven't really given an anime recommendation recently, and this week, no different. We are both recommending manga. I will go first. This week, I am recommending a new series released in the United States titled Coffee Moon. I wasn't really sure what to expect from this. I just saw it on Right Stuff when I was ordering, another book order. And I was like, you know what? From the freaking, cover of it, I was like, this looks pretty interesting. I don't know what it's really about. I don't really want to read the descriptor. I just want to kind of jump into it blind. Honestly, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I think the less you know about it, the better. But it's a good take on Groundhog Day. Is all I'll say. Is that it's a very interesting take on Groundhog Day, and I wasn't expecting some of the directions it was gonna go. So if you're interested, I don't know if you can find it digitally, but physically you can buy it at your local bookstore or your Amazons or Right Stuffs, etc. It is called Coffee Moon, Volume 1. And that is my recommendation for the week. Tyler, what do you have for us this week?
I don't have my copy with me, but that's okay. You don't need to see it. But mine is You Like Me, Not My Daughter? I tend to just recommend. Yeah. I tend to recommend these types, so I'm just going to stick with it. Kind of similar place to Frank, placed a Right Stuff order and saw this one pop up as like a, hey, you bought these other smutty, shameless series. Why not? Does this pique your interest? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? It is, again, like I say for most of these, and people are just gonna be like, no, you're just gross and disgusting. But it's surprisingly cute. It is, it has some sort of like feel to it as Beauty and the Feast, in the regards that it's a widowed, well, it's a single woman who actually takes in her sister's daughter after her sister perishes. This is not really spoilers for anything, but she kind of goes through life thinking of everyone but herself, and then here comes this guy who is friends with her her now adopted daughter, and she's like, oh my gosh, they're in love, this is so cute. But oh boy, was she taken off guard by the fact that he confesses her love to her, and that's where you get the You Like Me, Not My Daughter. But it's really cute.
Egad.
I know. It's really cute though. It does touch on a lot of things that are not seen too often ish in manga, in terms of like an older woman, younger guy, and granted the older woman's like, I think she's like 30 and the guy's 20. So it's not like it's something crazy. But they always keep saying like, I'm an old lady, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm 28. God damn it. What does that make me? Like a decrepit man? Jesus.
Wait, how
So
old's the daughter?
The daughter's like 16.
So she had her at 14?
No, sister died. So that's her sister's daughter. Older sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on the same
See,
page now.
you
Sorry,
see how he doesn't listen to Frankfurter does never listens to Poopy Butthole.
I zoned out
It's a common
because
thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I zoned out
I know.
because I was waiting for you to
I
say,
know.
and next week I'm going to
You are
recommend
so
Otaku Elf.
You're so I haven't ordered it yet. It is
Yet being the key word.
yeah. I'm going on Right Stuff right after this recording.
That's
But yeah, it
dangerous.
is if you like Beauty and the Feast, or if you've heard of Beauty and the Feast, or you just like those non-traditional romance slice of life series, give it a try. It only has one volume out in English. I don't normally read any of the scans online, so I don't know how many volumes or how many chapters are out, in total. But it is fun. It's very sweet. Title aside, just give it a shot.
You degen.
Yep.
Degen from Uptown. But thank you all for joining us this week. I will not be back next week. I will be getting married next week. Whether or not you will be back next week, whatever. Whether or not you will be back next week is TBD. If you find somebody, great. If not, we will be back.
I have someone, and they're better than you, and
Good.
we're not gonna miss you.
Replace me.
Good. I will.
Bitch. Anyways, Tyler will be back next week with somebody better than me and replace me forever because I'm just a fucking idiot that can't read or listen. So if you like that, head over to our Twitter where you can find all of our links to our social media at Baka&Co Podcast. Or wait, no, Baka&Co Podcast. Yeah, that's our Twitter handle. I had to think for a second. Baka&Co Podcast on Twitter. You can find all our socials and everything else there. Link to our Discord, etc. Next week we will be back with a brand new episode. Tyler will, I won't. But we will also be back later next week with a review for a new movie that is coming out digitally next week. So until next time, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then.